Ryan here with Bees in the D. I'm actually downtown Detroit at the Detroit City Distillery. It's actually the old Stroh's ice cream factory, and we are setting up 2 hives. And we have some new city residents right back here in these nukes, about 20,000 bees. But I want to real quick, they're going to have one of the best views of all of Detroit. If you could do a panorama real quick. They'll get to enjoy the Lions game. They'll get to see the skyline. Maybe do a little gambling at Greektown. So as you can see, the bees have a pretty nice spot to enjoy everything. I'm sure they're looking forward to the fireworks coming up in a little bit. So I want to show you the typical setup of a 10-frame beehive. I like to put some bricks down so I get some circulation. It's really warm up here with the black roof, so I want a little circulation. And you can see the bottom board has a screen which allows even more circulation. But this is known as the bottom board. This is the entrance where the bees are going to be going in and out, doing all of their business. It'll make sense in just a second. So this is going to go down first, like so. And I'm facing it towards Greektown because Greektown is due south. The bees like to have that sunshine at their front door all day long. So that's why we're facing it that way. The next thing I'm going to put is a deep. This deep has 10 frames, and these are wax-coated plastic cells. And I got the black ones because it's a little easier to see the eggs. Once it's drawn out with wax, you'll be able to see the eggs more clearly on these frames. And so it's kind of nice to have it black, but they coated them with wax so that the bees will be a little bit more encouraged to draw it out. But there's 10 of these frames in the deep. Now, I'm going to take 5, actually I'm going to finish setting it up and then I'm going to take it back apart because I'm going to take 5 of these frames out because there's 5 frames inside of that nuke box. And so we're just going to swap them out. But for the sake of showing you the whole setup, I'm going to set this whole one up first. So this goes like that. You got to line it up nice and neat. And then I'm going to be putting a second deep. This one is just for more real estate for the queen to lay her eggs. And the bees will put a little bit of honey and pollen in these as well. So that's going to go on top. Nice and lined up. And then eventually, once this is all filled up with bees and brood and honey and pollen, I'm going to put a queen excluder on. It looks like an oven grate. The queen does not fit through these tiny little, like the spacing there. Slats, thank you. So I'm going to put that on because I don't want the queen to go upstairs. And here's why. This is called a honey super or a medium. It's a little bit smaller because honey's heavy. And so I am going to put this on, and I want all the worker bees to come upstairs and draw out these and put the honey upstairs, and the queen can't get up there to lay the eggs because you don't want eggs in your honey, obviously. And then you just got to close the house up. It needs a roof. So we have an inner cover, and this little slat is actually very important. It allows air to flow in, down through this hole, and back out the front door, so that the bees in the really hot summer can get a little bit of air inside of there. They'll actually line up all along the front there, backwards, and they will run their wings to circulate air. And then finally, we have an outer cover, and the outer cover just simply goes on top, and that's basically it. Now, eventually I'm going to be putting some straps on this. We are in a location that's fairly windy, up on a roof, so the straps will hold everything together, although the bees will, they'll seal it together as well. I also usually put a brick on. It's just that much more help. We don't want the bees to lose anything. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the other one and have that one ready. I won't assemble it all the way. I'm just going to get it ready for the bees, and then we'll put the bees in. So, bottom board, deep. I'm going to take 5 frames out of here, because that's where I'm going to put the frames of bees. And I'm actually going to help them out a little bit. I've got some frames. They're not the prettiest, but you can see they're already drawn out a little bit. This is going to give the bees a little head start. They're already drawn out, so the queen can actually start laying eggs in these immediately, unlike these that they have to draw out. So I'm going to put 2 on the outsides, and then I'll do the same with this one. I'll put 3. One hive gets the lucky 3, the lucky extra one. And so I'll take those out now. And put these right back in here so they're out of the way. And I'm just going to start to take this one apart. Take it out. 5 to start. And this hive gets a bonus 3. And I want you to know that the frames, like if you look at this one, it's a little damaged there. It's okay. They're going to fix all that wax. They'll clean out all the stuff that doesn't belong, and they'll fix it up as good as new. So I'm going to put that back in there. And it's time to bring on the bees. So they might get a little upset, but this is a pretty quick process. They're a little confused. They're going to have to orient themselves a little bit. So for that reason, I'm going to put my veil on so that I don't get told by the bees that they're not in a very good mood. Where is that zipper? Notice my zipper, oh, you're stopping. Oh, notice my zipper has a little flap so that the bees can't sneak their way in there a little bit. And let's do it. Let's put the bees in, seal them up, and then we're just gonna let them be, no pun intended, and let them do their thing, okay? So I'm gonna put this nuke over here. We'll start with this one. I got these nukes down in Flat Rock. Thank you, Ryan, for the great nukes. I had a great time with you today. Awesome place you have. I really appreciate all your help and all your advice. That's what I love about beekeepers. We're all here for each other. We're doing it for the girls and a few boys. All right. So I'm going to use my frame grip because it's a little easier to grab the frames to pull them out and put them in. I want to pull them up neatly. When I was at Ryan's place, we made sure that we saw the queen in both of them. So both of these confirmed have a good looking queen. So here we go. Now this frame, I remember, was all honey. This is going to give them a little food to start them out. The only problem with this frame is it's missing a little bit of its ledge, but in here it fits just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, and then one by one I'm just going to introduce these frames. And you'll see they're pretty calm. They're just doing their thing. See them there, just doing their thing. I'll kind of keep an eye out for the queen. This one, they're just starting to draw out. You can see it on the black frames. Which is fine. They're going to want to draw out some wax. This is some brood in here. Looks beautiful. A lot of brood here as well. I didn't see the queen, but I'm not going to spend too much time searching for her just because they're a little disoriented right now. One more frame to go. Few bees there. All right. I didn't see her, but that's okay because I knew she was in this box. And I'm just going to space these out a little bit more. And this is the little bit disruptive part. There's a few bees that are lingering in the box. I'm just going to give them a little tap to knock them down in. And notice they're going to go right back in. And now I'm just going to reconstruct the hive. Put the other deep on. I'm going to go ahead and do the queen excluder and the medium, or the honey super. I'm going to do it this way. And that's how it's done. So let's go ahead and do the second one, and then we're basically done here. So let's move on to the second hive. Oh, we got a lot more in this one. They're a little upset, so you might want to be careful. And I'm just going to go right in because they're a little cranky with me. They'll calm down though. Now I want to show you one thing. He gave me a frame that's a medium, which doesn't matter because they're drawing it out. That has some honey in it. Let's see if I can get it here. But what they're going to do is they're going to draw out more wax on the bottom. It got a little squished, but that's okay. And I got one more. This one obviously has a little bit bigger population of bees. Again, didn't see the queen, but I'm not going to search. I want to get them in. All right, this might get a little more disruptive. Away a little bit just because I want them to go over to the other hive.